and welcome to the very first Sussex Fashion Award nominations for 2011 for Brighton Hove and Sussex UK. And really, I just wanted to start by welcoming you to this fantastic event. We couldn't have asked for a better fashion venue than the Grand Hotel in Brighton. So just eat, drink, be merry and enjoy yourselves.
I'm delighted to be with Rachel and Dawn from ABC Magazine. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Now, you're judges, aren't you? How do you feel about being judges? Are you apprehensive? Are you excited?
Very excited. Can't wait to see what's on offer. What we'll be judging. We're just waiting to find out. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, very much so.
And tell us a bit about your backgrounds.
I work for ABC Magazine. We're here representing that today. I'm the sales manager for West Sussex. It's a parenting magazine, free parenting magazine, available all over Sussex and in 5 other counties. It's everything that parents need to know, families, child carers.
Yeah, local free parenting magazine, basically, to help put new parents particularly on the right road to early parenthood. Something that I set up here when my first child was born 15 years ago now, and I've franchised it out, so we now cover the south of England. We're the best read free parenting magazine out there. Currently 142,000 lovely magazines out free to parents all over the southeast.
I have very, very, very fond memories of the ABC Magazine. When my children were little,
excellent.
It was a frequent visitor to our coffee table.
Good, that's its intention. I mean, we keep the quality high to ensure that it does have a long shelf life, rather than being a nasty little sort of pick and flick, as we would call. It's a quality publication, it just happens to be free, but that's a choice rather than by default.
I can't believe it's been going 16 years now, nearly 16 years.
That's only because it makes us old.
I know, that makes our children 16. That's the scariest
thing. So you
thing.
both started at the age of 9, did you?
Yes,
exactly.
Very young when we started, yes. Now, I've worked for ABC 7 years of its 16, because I was, like you, a reader. It was my Bible, and loved it so much that it's just easy to sell for, so, yeah.
So, Dawn, where do you see fashion going in Sussex?
Well, I see very much the trend towards vintage, the revival. I know fashion only comes around, it'll always come around and be revived. But certainly the latest sort of thing with vintage coming out, which is essentially second-hand clothing, but of good quality. They knew how to make it back then, and I think that's putting the pressure on for retailers having to sell good quality items rather than buy and throw away. But it's definitely all the the 50s styles are being revived. One says even sort of high street shops have turned that fashion back, and the chintz is back, and I think it'll always stay. But other things will always come back as well. But I definitely think it's the make, do and mend revival of the vintage. That's the way forward.
Rachel and Dawn from ABC Magazine, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
So I'm with Frances Tobin, who's a design consultant specialising in the use of colour in the fashion, interiors and architecture fields. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. And you are a judge. Are you apprehensive? Are you excited?
I'm more excited than apprehensive. I'm very honoured to be here, and I really want to encourage people that are starting off in their career, and I think this is a great sort of platform for them.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a graduate of Brighton University myself. I did fashion and textiles here, and that enabled me to travel all over the world, designing for the likes of Gucci, French Connection, a lot of big brands. And also I started my own small range myself, so it's just been a terrific starting point for a career. And I hope that but through this Fashion Awards that we'll be encouraging other people to really branch out and put Brighton on the map.
Fantastic. Frances Tobin, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely delighted to be with Claire Arksey, who is the director of the chain of REISS shops, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yes. We've got over 100 stores, both in the UK, Europe, we're in the US, Far East, Middle East. So, yes.
Fantastic. And you are a judge, are you not?
I am, yes. Very excited to be a judge. It's really nice to sort of support the local businesses, and I think even though everyone thinks happens in London or in New York or in LA, but I actually think to come out to more local markets is really exciting.
Yeah. And silly question really, but do you have an opinion on fashion in Sussex and the UK and in the world in general?
Well, I think fashion is absolutely diverse. I mean, I think the UK particularly has exciting fashion because I travel the world. I think London and has a very eclectic mix of fashion, so I get very excited. And I think Brighton in particular is very different to even being 45 minutes away from London. So yes, I think it's very diverse and very exciting.
So you reckon Brighton's on the up in terms of fashion?
I think what's exciting is you can find some really, really young, innovative talent, and I think it's just about them getting exposure and recognising that it doesn't just have to be out of Central St Martin's or out of London College of Fashion. It can be out of all the universities across the UK.
Claire Oxley, thank you very, very much indeed.
You're welcome.
I'm delighted to be with Britannia Matios.
Yeah.
Tell us what you do.
I run a modelling agency in Brighton, BM Models. So we launched in 2009, October 2009. And we have male models. We do mainly catwalk photo shoots and a lot more fashion and commercial jobs. And we have like in-house a creative team, photographers, makeup artists, stylists. So we also organize a whole package. We do some production as well. Like I'm a choreographer and I used to be a model myself. So I work at the industry with very big agencies like Leith and Ford. We also have catwalk classes and workshops that offer. I do catwalk coaching and choreography for fashion shows.
So you're a judge, and how do you feel about being a judge?
Yeah, well, lots of responsibility, I think. I just got them the final short list in here. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. So you're going to be busy over the next few weeks, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
I'm absolutely delighted to be sitting with Mike Weatherley, MP for Hove and Portslade. Hello, Mike.
Good afternoon.
Now, Mike, you've got some close ties to the creative industries, haven't you? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, yes, for the last 10 years I've been working in music and then in film. And when I did my maiden speech in the House of Commons, I stood up and said that one of my objectives as an MP was to support the creative industries across Brighton and Hove. We often wonder where we're going to get the next jobs from in various parts of the country, and clearly in Brighton and Hove we have a tremendous opportunity for all the creative industries here. So it's a delight to be part of all this.
And you have links with the music industry as well, don't you?
Well, I do, yes. I say I worked for 5 years for Pete Waterman, and then I've kept close ties with a lot of my music contacts, and we're actually pushing through a national competition for music at the moment, highlighting intellectual property and live, and trying to improve the opportunities for people to play live throughout the city.
It's brilliant. So here we are at the Fashion Awards, and how do you see sort of fashion sitting with the music industry?
Well, fashion's all part of that creative industry's hub, as it were, and you can't separate one out from the other. For example, in a couple of weekends' time, I'm going to go around as many open houses as I possibly can on the art side. So creative industries are very important to the city, especially with our close links to London. I mean, a lot of people are working down here and then going up to London to show their wares or to meet the main buyers or the main companies. So it's very important that we develop the whole city as for all the creative industries, not just one particular. So I hope I can be a champion for all of them.
And of course, you alluded briefly earlier to your sort of the legal side of your profession. Obviously, you're bringing a wealth of experience here to the Fashion Awards.
Well, sure. Well, intellectual property is something that I know quite a bit about, being in the last 10 years in that industry, particularly in film. But I mean, for example, last week I chaired a discussion group for a design. We're talking about intellectual property in design products, and this is very important for the fashion world, because you don't want your products just to be copied and put out somewhere else. It's your property. You want to sell it or move it around or promote it yourself. You don't want someone else doing it for you. So intellectual property rights are just as important for music as they are for design and film and so forth. So again, it's all the creative industries working together on this.
Mike Weatherley, MP for Hove and Portslade, thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm absolutely delighted to be speaking to Jake Leith, who is the Head of Business and Professional Practice for Fashion and Textiles at the University of Brighton. Hello, Jake.
Hi, Andy. Hi.
And you've got a few other titles, haven't you? I know you're a trustee as well.
Very much so, yes. I mean, I've been absolutely delighted to be asked to come on board for the Sussex Fashion Trust, and I think, this is a real opportunity within the wider region of Sussex as well to really start looking at that, how we can help and assist things as a charity towards that seamless transition between graduate and practitioner, as well as helping other people with startups, etc. I think it's a great opportunity.
I mean, tell me a bit more about what you're doing. I mean, what are you feeling about how, as a trustee, how fashion is moving on?
I think it's very timely. I think it's very timely within Brighton. I think it's very timely for Sussex. There's a lot of opportunity and certainly focus within this area. And I think Brighton has, I think, a real chance and opportunity to really look at fashion, because we have a lot of micro businesses here, a lot of small medium enterprises. There's a whole culture here. So I think this will be a platform which will hopefully really generate to really get business moving, as well as the creative elements and education. There's a number of different factors which I think can really contribute to a very burgeoning and growing scene here.
And we've also got an event coming up, haven't we? The Brighton Graduate Show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely, very, very exciting this year. The fashion show, and that's going to be at Brighton in the Salis Benny Theatre. So again, really looking forward to that. And then there's a London show the following Thursday as well. But again, the interest that's creating has been enormous. And again, we'll hope to get some good publicity out from that, which obviously local press as well as some national press we've got lined up as well.
So we've got an exciting day coming up today with the awards. I can't remember, Jake, are you actually a judge or not?
I am a judge today indeed, absolutely. So yes, very much looking forward to it. I know we've got some great awards here. I'm particularly looking forward to the Fashion Eco Designer Award, the Best Place to Shop Award, and of course Best Fashion Ambassador. There's a number of people. We need to encourage people and be proud of fashion, particularly within this area. So yeah, it's a number of really good awards which I'm looking forward to reading out the nominations for.
Jake Leith, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
So that's the Fashion Trust Sussex Fashion Awards nominations. I'm Andy White from Wireworld Media at wireworldmedia.co.uk. Thanks for listening.